Levi Wallace, it's an absolute honor to be able to feature you on the program. I hope you're having a great afternoon, sir.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. And, man, I'm really excited about looking forward to this conversation. But I just want to see if you can help us, walk us through the walk-on process, coming from a walk-on, working your way, and sort of kind of the motivation to get on that football field at the University of Alabama.
Well, walking on, it's probably been the most difficult thing that I've done up to this point. Just competing against, these great athletes that come through Alabama each and every year. Just trying to first show your teammates, that you can play with them, and it wasn't that hard, for my teammates to recognize that I could play corner. But just earning that respect, and then just getting the respect of the coaches is probably the most important thing. I want to say maybe learning the playbook, probably the most difficult thing you're going to do, whether being a walk-on or a player. Our defense is so complicated. But once you get that down, it's, you play a lot faster. You don't have to think as much. And when Coach Saban starts seeing that confidence in you, he starts paying attention to you a little bit more and focusing more on your technique. And he definitely helped me along that aspect and helped me become the player that I am today.
Levi, well, let me ask you, but is the process of going through, how did Alabama find you? How did you find Alabama? How did you end up saying, you know what, I want to continue this dream? And obviously we know about your father, and I want to talk about that. But how did you connect with Alabama to say, hey, I have a skill set that can get me to play for you guys?
I don't know. I guess self-confidence. I always thought I was a really great football player, coming out of high school. And I guess I just wasn't done playing football. I decided, just to go ahead and give it a shot and, see how good I was. And I realized I needed some work, but nothing that I couldn't work for. And, after a couple of years, I got put on scholarship and started realizing that, I can compete with anyone if I compete with these guys, with Calvin and Coop and Stewart, Sims, Robert. Going against those guys each and every day just helped me prepare for this past season. And, I went out there and played one of the best seasons I've ever had.
Levi, were you recruited coming out of high school, and if so, where?
No, I was not. Not at all.
Not at all? Nobody recruited Levi Wallace?
I had a couple coaches, but no offers out of high school. I had a couple coaches come visit football games, practices, things like that.
Did that serve as motivation to you to work even harder?
I really wasn't even focused on it at the time. I just figured it's going to come when it comes. I was just going out playing football each and every week, letting my parents can handle all the recruiting aspect of it. And, what I'm saying, just trying to get the attention of Alabama mostly, but just not Alabama, just other big schools as well. So.
Levi, going through what you went through, what was it like to have teammates losing your father the way that it happened, but to have that fraternity, that brotherhood of Nick Saban and your friends in that locker room that are, sometimes they're closer than family members, to get you through one of the deepest valleys you'll ever go through?
Well, actually, no one really knew for a while, just because I kept it on the wraps. I kept it to myself. It was first when I first got onto the team, so weren't too many relationships on the team. But as people started hearing about it, I started making really good friends. Like I said, more than family. I have some of my best friends now to this day. They weren't even on the team before when I first got here. And I talk to them each and every day like we're basically brothers. So just having that connection with them, and vice versa, me and being there for them and their problems, it definitely means everything.
Levi, what are you doing these days? Obviously, you're training for the upcoming NFL draft that's just a couple of weeks away. Walk us through what that process has been like.
It's been exciting, just from the Senior Bowl, and then going back out to Arizona, where I'm from, and just training for the combine. It was just a really good experience. Just being able to train with the best down at Exos, and then being able to be in 2 pro days here at Alabama, and then just continue to working out with other guys that are entering the draft as well. We all come back and work out with Coach Cochran. He definitely helps us be the best players that we can be. He's dedicated to us like we are to him. So just appreciate that guy for all he does.
Levi, what type of feedback are you getting from the league? What are they telling you that where they think you'll be as far as a range of rounds that Levi Wallace will be drafted in?
I'm not even certain yet. From second to fourth, second to fifth. I mean, there's no telling. I was talking to a former teammate earlier, and he was talking about his draft last year, and our team said that they didn't even plan on getting him, and that's the team that picked him up. So I mean, it's really anyone's ball game. There's just a lot of anxiety, just trying to figure out where you're going to go and what you're going to do, what your life's going to be like in the next couple of years. So,
Levi, what will Levi Wallace bring to an NFL organization? What is the skill set that you can offer? Obviously, we've seen it in Tuscaloosa, but talk about what Levi Wallace would bring to that football team.
I don't know, definitely professional on and off the field. And then on the field, I'm just definitely a ball hawk, playmaker, definitely. I was second here at Alabama on production points behind Ronnie. But I led the team for a while until about Mississippi State. But, I feel like I'm always around the ball. I'm always making plays. Definitely try to do my best and lock down my side of the field as much as I can. They call Levi Wallace Island. So, I try to look to that name and, just do my best each and every week.
We love that name. We love that name because I think you really you made that true, man. I mean, you did. I mean, you could put it on an island, and you gave a lot of flexibility to those guys at the front to be able to put pressure on the quarterback. No doubt. Levi Island,
yeah, no
I like
doubt.
that. Levi, let me walk you back to the Georgia game for just a couple of minutes. We're 93 days away removed from Alabama winning another national title. What's your favorite memory from that national championship game?
Favorite memory. Maybe it's got to be. I don't know, man. Let's see. Maybe when T. Lewis made that sack in overtime. Third and 8, he made the long sack. But I figured that the DBs we had the receivers covered. I know it was a good play call by Coach Pruitt. We ran it, executed it well. They made the field goal, but it is just atonement to our defense. How we really stepped up. In the second half. Not that we were doing a bad job in the first half, but we really stepped up in the second half and gave Georgia a lot of problems. So I think that's probably my favorite play.
Levi, let me go back to the locker room just for a minute. When you guys are pushed up against the wall, Nick Saban's process, we know that you guys are taught not to look at the scoreboard. Is that really true? Let me ask you that. And what was it like in that locker room when there's no finger pointing, there's no blaming, but it's that business-like mentality that you guys came out with the third quarter and handled the business, man?
Just that, we knew we had a whole nother half to play. The game's not over. We never think we're going to lose any game, no matter what the score is. That's just how we're built, with starting in the off season with Coach Cochran, and then having Coach Saban in our corner. That's just our mentality each and every day. So I don't think anyone was ever worried about the score or what was happening. We went at halftime, made the adjustments, came back as a better team, definitely played a better half, and came out with the victory. But like I said, we were never, thinking that this could be out of reach, anything like that. We believe in each other. We believe in the coaches, and Coach Pruitt kept telling us, we're going to win this game. You guys don't even have to worry about that. We proved them right. So.
Levi, there was no doubt ever in that game that you thought you guys were still in it, right?
No, of course. We thought we were going to come back, of course. It was only 2-score game, with a whole nother half to play. We've been in tough predicaments before, against Mississippi State, against Auburn. This is what we trained for all year, every year, for moments like that. And, just winning the game, the way we did just makes it that much better. Just thinking, what if we still pull out this win the way we did, down 13-0 at halftime, it's going to be that much sweeter, and you'll definitely remember it for the rest of your life, rather than just blowing the team out by 40 points. So,
Levi, can you share, because you played obviously with Coach Saban as one of the greatest coaches, I forget about one of the greatest coach in the history of the game, and that's no disrespect to anybody else, just a respect to what he's been able to accomplish. But you got a chance to hang out with him daily as your defensive back coach. Help us understand what makes him so great. What makes him one of the greatest coaches to ever walk the sidelines?
His attention to detail. Like I said, he's in there each and every day with us, him and Coach Ansley, and just having two coaches that can both, fix your technique or fix how you're playing a certain way. It definitely helps you in the long run. Definitely helped me and become the player that I am today. But Coach Saban, he does a great job, not just with us, but with his coaching staff. He it starts from the top and works its way down. And we definitely just buy into the process. Everything that he sees. He each and every week it's something new with a different team. We'll change up the whole defense, and he knows we're going to get it because we've been trained for it. And he does a great job with his coaching staff, like I said. But as long as he's at University of Alabama, everyone's always going to be bought in. So,
Levi, give us a little leadership in that defensive back group, because we're excited about what you guys are going to take to the next level. But when you lose Anthony Averett, Ronnie Harrison, Levi Wallace, Minka Fitzpatrick, Hootie Jones, obviously, and you lose that entire secondary, who's going to step up and fill those shoes that you guys have left this big void here in Tuscaloosa?
A couple of guys. Deontay, he played last year.
Sure.
In the championship when Hootie tore his, or he got injured against Auburn. And then Shaheem, he came in the championship game as well. Towards the end of it, number 5 to play star. He does a great job at that position as well. But I really don't know who else besides that. We have a lot of great young guys who are coming up, and then they got a great recruiting class as well. So looking forward to those guys, being a big part of the secondary. Continuing what we put on the table last year. As far as DBs, having 5 DBs going to the combine. Just the production that we all are able to do. Without Hootie being at the combine, I think it would have been 6 if he could have stayed healthy as well. But we raise the standard as far as, having Alabama, DBU, and just want to keep pushing that, emphasizing that.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, look at the history of the Alabama defensive back. Certainly a lot of production there. Levi, what would you tell a player that is either a newcomer that's an early enrollee, or maybe a guy like you that's a walk-on, or maybe a guy that arrives in June who is just beginning playing for Nick Saban in Alabama? What advice would you give those younger players that are just now understanding the process and everything that Nick Saban expects of a player? What advice would you give them?
First thing I tell them is learn the playbook. Like I said, it's definitely one of the hardest things to do. Coach Saban's so complicated, but once you get it, you get it. And then, just buy in, buy into everything that he's saying, because he's not only teaching you about football, he's teaching about life lessons as well. So that's definitely a major key, and one of the things that I've taken with me throughout this journey. And then the last thing I'd say is, just be patient. As long as you work for it, you're definitely going to get your shot. I mean, Coach Saban, you think he doesn't notice you, but Coach Saban looks at everything. He watches film from the first team to the fourth string team, and looks at reps and how productive you are that day, each and every practice. So, I mean, just be patient. Your time's going to come. You have to trust the process. That's what Alabama's built on. You just have to buy into it.
What is the one thing we don't know about Coach Saban that behind the locker room, behind closed doors, the other side of Coach Saban that we rarely ever see?
I don't know. Coach Saban's probably one of the funniest people I've met in a while. As far as, just watching film, he always says, the funniest stuff, jokes, things like that. yeah, definitely one of the funniest people. But I can't really say any of his jokes. I can't remember him. But he's definitely been one of the funniest people. Makes the whole room laugh. And even on the field, he says a lot of jokes. I know he's told me a couple of times that he can outrun me, and if I went on out there in my island, he'd catch 10 out of 10 balls on me. So just things like that.
What do you tell him? I mean, do you smack talk with him a little bit, or do you say yes, sir?
No, I just laugh because he knows deep down that it's not true. So.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, listen, Levi, we're pulling for you. 2 weeks from the NFL draft. We're certainly pulling for that. But what an inspiration story. I know you shared it several times inside that media room. But a big salute to you for what you mean to the University of Alabama. Certainly the story of your father and the inspiration that you provided for many of us is a lot of fun to reflect on, and certainly earned a lot of respect here in Tuscaloosa. Thank you again for being a part of the show, and I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the process, and we're pulling for you coming up the end of this month. Thank you again for being a part of the show.
Thank you so much.